Oké, dus je moet wel een beetje in de... hierin praten. Je staat er niet op, alleen ik sta erop. You have to talk into the mic. You have to talk into the mic. Kom hier dan. Okay, let's start. Okay, wait. The rules, in case I forget. You first have to say if you know the deck, if you recognize the deck. Then your first initial opinion on some cards, whether they're negative or positive. And whichever it is, you have to be able to try and find something. If it's negative, then you have to try to find something positive, and vice versa. Yeah? Hey everybody, I hope you're all doing well. I have a new video for you this week, and the concept is your partner rates your tarot decks. The concept came to me months ago. I just never got around to do it. I filmed it last Monday, and that day my boyfriend had a sore throat while I was drinking wine waiting for a friend to come over. So my partner and I were not really on the same headspace, but I was excited, to say the least. Keep in mind, we are both not native English speakers, so sometimes we just repeat words and stuff. Who cares, right? This is YouTube, it's not a job interview. Okay, so I chose my boyfriend rates my tarot decks. You can come up with the whole rating system. All I did was yes, no. I'm explaining the rules on the day that I filmed it. But of course, it can be your friend, someone who may not know tarot. It can be a family member, right? It can be fill in the blank. For me, I chose boyfriend because that's the idea that I had. I made sure to pick decks that I did like, some decks that I wasn't crazy about, and some decks that I love. And as the conversation between him and I was going, I edited in some of my thoughts. And simply enjoy. Let's start with this. I'll try to show you and the camera. Do you know it? Kan je het zien? Ik geef ze wel gewoon aan je.
It's sort of collage, right?
Yes, it is. I think it was maybe even one of the first collage decks ever made. So you know it?
No, I don't really know it. Probably only seen like one card or something from it.
In my opinion, I'm showing you some really good cards.
Yeah, I think they're pretty cool.
So would you take this deck seriously?
Yeah, I mean, I think there are some decks that probably resonate a little bit more deeply with me than this, but I do like the collage art. It's pretty cool. Nah.
You should see his face, like disappointment. So yeah, what about that?
No,
Totally bananas? No, instantly lost respect for the deck, right? But overall,
pretty cool.
Even depth can have humor.
Yeah, of course,
obviously.
that's true. But then it has to be pretty good humor as well.
Oh, he didn't like it. All right. No, that's cool. All right. Cool. Let's keep going. So do you think this is a deck I really like?
I don't see you read with it that often, so I think, I mean, you can like it, but you're not using it that much.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oké, ik moet de batterij vervangen helaas. Okay, change the battery pack. Let's keep going. Going for this one. Do you know it?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is, from what I know, this is a classic deck, right?
Yes, a modern classic. A lot of people, they basically started tarot or restarted tarot when this deck came out. But Do you like it?
Yeah, I think this is pretty cool. I mean, it's not flashy and stuff, so it's like probably to read, it's pretty to the point, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, in my opinion, it's a Thoth-based deck, which a lot of people don't realize or don't want to realize. Um, it's I like it because of the modern classic thing, and it's kind of punk rock in a way, you know, I'd say. However, for me, it's very minimalistic, and I've realized I prefer decks that go a bit crazy like the previous one, even. And also, it's a 70s vintage deck. I mean, not the edition I have. This one is, you know, modern, and I like modern decks too, but it's minimalistic. That's why maybe I like it less.
Yeah, I'd say like the style of the art is not necessarily my favorite thing,
Yeah.
but I can see this being a pretty good deck to read with because it's simple and basic.
All right. Oh, that's good. Okay. There's also cards like these where the animals do
That's
something that
where
an animal doesn't do.
it's like Thoth based because it says strength.
No, strength is actually from the Smith Waite. It would be
Oh,
lust,
oh yeah,
but
oh yeah, that's it. Yeah,
yeah, it's the other way around. But still, it's like a lion holding a rose, you know, stuff like that. But still, I like the deck enough to keep it. Okay, let's speed this up a little bit. This is another modern deck, and I'm not going to say anything. You go first.
well, I wouldn't really like instantly know how to do anything with this because it's so chaotic.
It's chaotic. Okay.
So I guess it's like uh, you have to take like you would have to know the tarot system really well to be able to read these, right?
Yeah.
So that would be, I mean, looking at myself, if I were to get into a tarot deck to try to start to learn how to read, it wouldn't be this one.
Okay. Well, that's some
But
solid advice.
uh, yeah, because it's such a chaotic collage. And I guess also the symbolism is really fractured, right? Because you see like a whole lot of different symbols that you can interpret, but then like which is what card?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can you still see that?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
But it's also because it makes sense, and I feel with the creator of the deck, I've never met her in real life, but we have some sort of a bond or something. I
Oh yeah.
feel so it makes sense what she put on the cards. It's called Ritual Tarot, and in my opinion, it's a modern classic. You know, and I love that it's so maximalistic.
Oh yeah.
So, for instance, in that sense, you know, let's go back to the Magus. When you said fractured card, that makes absolute sense because it's all the symbolism. It's like as much as possible in the card almost. But that's the thing. If you're a new reader, you might have to have one of the versions where it says magician or magus on the
Yeah.
back to know for sure which card it is. But on the other hand, you have so much to go on because there's so much in the image.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
good, so then you can
Yeah. Of
still
course.
read it. Yeah. So do
Yeah.
you like the artwork though?
Yeah. I think it's pretty cool. It's like you said, it's very maximalistic, and probably if you get into the deck, then there's always like little details that you can go off on. Just like with some music, it's like a lot to interpret at first, but then you can listen to it a little bit longer instead of being done with it the first spin. So I can sort of relate to that in the visual sense with this.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so next one I have this one. What do you think?
Mm, I think the cards are a bit like glossy or something feeling. I don't like that so much. And also, I think the paintings are not really my thing.
Some cards are really cool. But yeah, this is like maximalism done wrong in my harsh opinion. I'm usually not this harsh about this deck because I know a lot of people love it. It's the Marielle. But it's been on my purgatory shelf for so long now. I can't seem to get rid of it, but also I'd never read with it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I like if I got to choose from which one I would read, then it wouldn't be this one.
Yeah. Is there anything that you do like about it? I mean, it was a real, tarot deck that was hand painted and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that.
Yeah, that's cool. I like this card. This card's quite cool with
Yeah.
the horse.
10 of Cups. Nice.
Yeah, so some of the cards might be cool. I didn't see all of them yet, of course.
Yeah, I know. And I was kind of trying to give you one that I don't like.
Oh, yeah.
But honestly, looking through it, it's just not that
Yeah, the devil
prominent.
doesn't seem to be very nice either.
It's different, right, from the whole deck. Some people notice some meaning in there. Wait, let's just...
Yeah, of course I look at it for the first time, so...
Still not very inspiring as a tarot deck, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
To me, like it doesn't really look like a tarot deck. Could work more like an oracle deck, maybe.
Yeah, I don't really know that much about the differences between those.
Oh. Well, tarot is a real system, old tarot system, and oracle can basically be anything. And I've already shown you a deck that is sort of tarot and oracle in one. So, yeah. Very well explained, if I say so myself. Let's show this one.
Yeah, so this one I've seen you already using. I think you've done some martial arts predictions with this one.
Yeah, that's true.
And they were all correct, so I cannot hate on this.
Yeah, some MMA fights
kickboxing,
and kickboxing fights predictions who was going to win with Crow's Magick. For fun, obviously.
No, it was very serious.
Very serious. Yeah, so you know this deck. You know I use it a lot. Is there anything that you like about this deck, or maybe what's your first inclination looking at this artwork?
Yeah, it's a bit like... It seems a bit like 8-bit or something. Like Nintendo style. Like Prince of Persia, the old game, you know? Like it makes me think of that thing a little bit. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, really?
It's very different from the previous one. But yeah, very sort of blocky, old school.
Yeah, computer art.
Yeah.
I think it may have been the first deck with computer art.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure, but that's why it's so bad.
Yeah, that also makes it quite funny as well.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's funny. I can see that it's funny. Can you also see though that I have amazing tarot readings with this deck?
Yeah.
Because of the vibe or something.
Yeah, the vibe and the info is there, so you
can. Nice.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite deck. Okay, so you probably also know this one.
Yeah.
What's your first reaction?
Yeah, I mean, apart from like the traditional decks, this one I've known for the longest because you are reading it for so long. So yeah, I guess I know most of the cards, and the style I also know because you have had a connection with this artist as well.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah, I think it's really cool. Nice artwork. Still very clear
System, real tarot
system card.
system, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I learned this particular system, like the Marseille system, on this deck.
Yeah, instead of the Marseille at first.
Instead of the traditional one. I didn't even pick it. This is my favorite card in the deck.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, so I thought maybe you were going to say it's not very serious either.
Yeah, it depends. I mean,
yeah,
of course, it has something.
Satirical.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's not also serious. No, that it has a little bit of a light side in there as well, but it doesn't mean that it cannot reflect anything else. Oh, it's nice.
Yeah, that's my other favorite deck. Okay. So, let's see this one. I know you know this one.
Yeah, of course. That's a classic, of course. And I haven't really done a lot of tarot reading, but all the readings I've done myself has been with this deck.
Yeah.
So that's why, of course, I have the most connection to this one.
Yeah. And what do you like about it?
Yeah, it's just, of course, it's real paintings. That's a plus for me. And very strong colors. And symbolically, of course, it's quite old school, hermetic kind of thing, which is something you can be into as well. Yeah, I think this is a really cool one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely classic, and I mean, in terms of taking decks seriously, you know how I think there's, maybe I'm wrong in this, I'm not sure, but there's actually the full farting in this deck, you know, whereas the Thoth deck is so very, it's you know the what's it called, the Thelema, hoe heet het ook alweer? De soort magie die ze doen, hoge magie.
High magic.
Yeah, not high magic.
Ceremonial
magic. It's very ceremonial magic.
Yeah.
And so there, I feel maybe there's very little humor within the cards. If there's any humor you get out of it, which happens obviously, then it's the reader basically getting that out of it. But that's true with anything with any deck. But this is
I guess it has a religious vibe almost.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Wow.
Like a cult kind of vibe.
I can see that.
I mean, that's what he was getting at, right? Starting a new sort of religion in that way. Trying.
Yeah, and him being the most important.
Yeah. Yeah, so of course it has this this very serious undertone.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely love this one. Okay, almost last one. Just a few cards from this.
Yeah, this is really like Rider-Waite or Marseille, right?
Yeah, it's the Rider-Waite-Smith images, but basically made 60s, 70s, groovy, with funky colors. But yeah, what do you think of this?
Yeah, now that you say it, it's like kind of it's funny because it's like double retro in a way. So it has like the very old original tarot card kind of vibe, but then through like this 60s 70s lens or something. Yeah, it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I really like it for that. It also makes it maybe a little bit more light.
Yeah, the color grading is quite cool as well, right?
Very pink devil.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoy working with this deck. But obviously, for me, this is the system I learned with, learned first, and
This is
then
Rider-Waite-Smith?
yes,
Yeah,
actually it
yeah.
is, but with less detail, which is one of the reasons why I love it less. But what they added with the new style and the colors and stuff, that's why I love it more also. So it's kind
And
of like,
when you have more detail, it's easier for you to read because then you can go off on all the things that you see. Or
yes, yes. And I
yeah.
use this type of deck for clients. So for instance, in the Nine of Cups, I don't think I'll find her. In the actual Pixie drawings, there's a snail, which is very symbolic. And then in this deck, they left it out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, if I were to read with this deck for clients, I could think of the snail and think of how that applies to their reading, but I can't show it to them.
Yeah, so then because there's like a less visual aspect for the client.
Just a little bit
Yeah,
less.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
this is also maybe why the minimalistic decks, I feel like, well, there's that, but then also it can be very striking, but also if you're not really feeling it, if you're not really feeling intuitively, then it's kind of like there's
So,
really isn't a
but
lot
like
to go off of.
if I
It's
compare
negative space, empty
like
space.
music, then if you go with that deck,
This one.
you have to know your theory very well because then you just have to go off on like okay it's this card, so then I have my story because I know the theory around this number or this
Yeah.
specific card. And then with like a card that has a little bit more detail, you can just go on what you see.
Yes,
Right.
I think that's valid. That's one of the true things, But also, for instance, this is a sort of Marseille deck, but there is always more added detail than the traditional one, which is also why it's in a way easier to interpret, because you do know what 10 and cups mean, but then you also have this cup is actually spilling, whereas in Marseille, well, I mean, that's actually a really cool detail. This cup has a like a lid and it looks like a coin, which is the next suit. Anyway, rambling obviously, but I do like what you're explaining here of like knowing the cards. Really, you don't really need a explicit scene or anything,
Mm-hmm.
except that also it's just a matter of taste of what you really like to work with
Mm-hmm.
and what you're in the mood for, which is why we have so many decks. We only need one.
I can understand like that. It's just good to have like the imagery also as a backup in a way,
Yeah.
because if you're not like that inspired or something, then hopefully the image will give you that.
Yes.
No, so I get like especially if you're reading for someone else, then you're making sure that you at least get a proper answer out of it. And if you just have to go on the sort of root theme of a card without seeing it, I guess that could be a little bit harder. So this is just very basic, so you get a more basic reading out of it, I guess then.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's just like I love this card. Oh. I was going to say to do readings for clients, that's why I love the Smith Waite, at least for short readings face to face. It's the introductory reading with the Thoth. When I used the Thoth deck, I had to explain much more because they're more abstract. So that's a reason why
Yeah,
for short
they'll start
readings.
asking a lot of questions about what they're actually seeing, right? Then,
Yes,
so it will blur the answer.
the actual
Yeah,
reading,
yeah, yeah.
yes. I'm really not sure what you'll think of this deck. Oh my god.
Are these actually animals or what
Yes.
am I looking at?
I think they are mirrored images of
Oh
animals.
yeah.
So the priestess there, I think maybe
Oh yeah. Now I see like this elephant or
it's an
something.
elephant, but doesn't it look like the butthole of an elephant? You know? But
Yeah,
they
at
become
first I was like, okay,
creatures.
this like sort of extraterrestrial looking as a bird probably. This looks like a peanut or something. I don't
Yeah, I know. Cosmic peanut.
know.
There's actually such a thing. Like the donut, you know? Anyway, this to me definitely is like tarot slash oracle because it's so far from traditional tarot. But how do you feel about this artwork?
Doesn't really like ring a bell for me or something. It's not that I immediately get sort of a feeling, a specific feeling from a card.
Oh, yeah, I see.
But that's also because it's, like you said, like it's more chaotic, right? It's
Yeah.
not really like system-based thing. It does have the titles
Mm-hmm.
of the cards.
Yeah, I think you resonate like I did when I started looking into more decks. The tarot cards actually have to look like tarot cards.
Yeah.
Even the Thoth deck in the beginning didn't look like tarot cards to me.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
artwork.
I mean,
Yeah.
but that's because I truly like I'm absolute nobody when it comes to like reading these cards. So then it's like it's would be the equivalent of like me showing you like a first piece to play on the guitar and then start with like a really hard classical piece or something like what to make of all these notes. Like I don't really
Like
know.
starting off with crazy free jazz or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Try to find the one.
Yeah. So that I guess that's it. Like it's not like that I hate the artwork or something, but it's just like I wouldn't know what to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I
But
see.
that counts for a lot of these
I know, I have
because
a
I'm just
crazy
not a
collection
reader, of course.
actually. Which one were you most surprised by?
Um, well, I guess you
saw
showed
this
me
one?
the two collage ones that I haven't really looked at before.
Yeah, this one.
Is that a collage? No, right? Oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, this one and then
the bigger ones.
yes.
Yeah, so I hadn't really seen that before.
I read with this one a lot. I have it in the van as well.
Nice.
Yeah. Cool. And then the one you know best was the Thoth. Is
Yeah,
that
and
still you think the one that you like the most maybe?
yeah, I would. I mean, when I would do something with cards, probably would be the Thoth deck, and the Trionfi one. I know also a lot because it has been in the house for so long.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, cool. Thank you for rating my tarot decks. Are you surprised with the kind of decks that I have? Because I don't think you knew many of them actually.
Well, most of them I have seen some cards of. The Crow's Magic I've seen. The Wild Wood, or what is it called?
Wild Unknown.
Wild Unknown I've seen. The Trionfi I've seen. The Thoth I've seen. And the rest was sort of new to me. But it doesn't really surprise me because when you can really read all this, then it becomes interesting to get all these different flavors, right? And then so that's the same for me. Like I have many instruments I play, all of them fit different songs, you know, so I can relate to that. There's a perfect instrument for every tune, I guess, and it also goes with reading, I think. So I'm not surprised by it.
Yeah, no, that's true because to me, maybe they can look like you got another guitar and it just looks like a guitar. But you know that has a special sound and a way of, I don't know, maybe even the history of it and you know what type of music is played with that usually or something like that, how you play on it. It's the same with tarot, I guess. That's true.
Yeah, it's very, very much the same. Although decks are a bit maybe cheaper and smaller, so that's quite handy.
Well, yeah, probably. What's the, out of curiosity, the sort of range of how much does a guitar cost?
That's like
Depends.
Yeah, that really depends.
Yeah.
There's like a Les Paul from the 1960s can be like as much as a house or something.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah. Yeah,
But,
because I know people buy they spend crazy amounts of money on decks.
Yeah, I
I've
mean, you
never
get,
really
yeah,
done that, but really done that. I've been lucky, let's just say that. But yeah, sometimes you would be surprised.
yeah, yeah, I know. Like, it's also like everything that's collectible can be super
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah. Okay, well now we're talking money. Anyway, thank you so much. Thank you wel, Res.
Thank you.
Ik zal wel een andere keer afsluiten. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed. If you do a VR, please make sure that you mention it in the comments underneath this video, because I so often, even when the hashtag is used or even when I'm tagged, miss out on really cool videos that are VRs to mine just because I wasn't aware of it or couldn't find it. You know what I mean? So make sure that you let everybody know that you made a VR. And obviously, if you do, I will put your video in the playlist that is on my channel. You know what I'm most excited about? To hear from you which part of the video was your favorite and why. So I wish you all a great weekend, and I will see you, if everything goes according to plan, in 2 weeks. Bye, guys.